So, can you explain this to me again?
I wanted a brother, so I made one.
How?
Simple. I just took some of my skin cells, copied the genetic data.
Okay. I remember that part. It's just a lot to take in.
You can do it till understanding things. I was just born.
Well, what's his name?
Name?
You mean you haven't thought of a name? What about what he's gonna wear? Where he's gonna sleep?
I mean...
He needs food too, Tyler. Oh my God. I need to go to the store. Where are my keys?
Keys them? You took Mom's keys? They were shiny. You weasel. Weasel, 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 weasel.
Everyone dies at the end.
I am Nostradamus. Do you believe?
Now that I've saved you $10, let's move on. So many people are saying that this movie's good. Some are even saying it's as good as The Empire Strikes Back.
When Empire Strikes Back came out, it was like one of those, oh yeah, okay, it's good. But as time goes on and you think about Empire Strikes Back and the layers in Empire Strikes Back exponentially gets better. I feel like that's Rogue One.
Did we see the same movie? Because I saw the one where a bunch of characters that I don't care about go to find a character that I don't care about, and then work to get the plans that are a plot point in a movie I do care about, and then die in a way I don't care about. This was the most boring film I've seen in all of 2016, and yet so many people are praising it. It's amazing. It's groundbreaking. It adds a new layer to the Star Wars universe. So I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm not bought off by Disney. I'm not some mindless fanboy who gives movies a pass just because it's part of my favorite franchise, and I don't care what people think of my opinions. Hell, I criticize myself all the time. Have you seen my earlier videos?
Seriously, Hasbro? Seriously?
Okay, these are the reasons that Star Wars Rogue One sucks. Number 1, the story. What was the point of this story again? To get the plans. Okay, did we need an entire movie about that? It's like making a movie about the radioactive spider in Spider-Man. You could probably make a movie about how the spider was made, or the scientists who made it, but in the end you wouldn't care. Peter Parker gets bit by a spider and becomes Spider-Man. That's all we care about. Luke and the others bring the plants to the rebellion. That's all we care about. Now, I'm not saying that this couldn't work as a story. It would be great, maybe in a comic book or a video game mission or something, but a whole movie? You know, when the whole concept of the movie provides narrative challenges to the movie, it's not a good sign. The only way this could have worked as a story is if the characters were good. Which brings me to... Number 2, the characters. These characters are all stale and boring. If it wasn't for the fact that these characters are all of diverse ethnicities, I think we were right smack in the middle of the Clone Wars. I can't even remember the names of any of these characters, except Jyn Erso. But that's only because she's in the Battlefront game. Even then, I can't remember the captain guy's name. There's a robot that I guess is supposed to be the funny one, because we never had that in Star Wars before.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Then there's a blind Chinese guy and a Chinese guy with a big gun. I've never seen them before. Then there's Jin's father, who leaks the Death Star plans, and some white assassin guy, and then some Arab guy who's like the pilot or something, and then there's the Forrest Whitaker, who does what did he do in the movie again? And then the rest of the characters you've already seen in A New Hope in the form of CGI, with the exception of Darth Vader. What does Darth Vader do in the movie again? He kills people. I think that's it. I cared about none of these characters. I didn't care when Forrest Whitaker sacrificed himself. I didn't care when the dad was going to get murdered by Whitey McAccent. And most importantly, I didn't care when they all got blown up by the Death Star, even though it was clear that I was supposed to. There's a romantic scene when Jin and... hold on, let me look this up. Cass and Zendor are embracing that they're gonna die, so they spend their last moments with each other. There is no pre-established relationship anywhere earlier in the film, and in the end they just kinda hugged. So, are they in a relationship? Are they not? I don't know, the movie never showed me. They added it in for no reason. Number 3, but what about the effects? I hear this so often. Well, the effects were good, so it's a good movie. As if movies are solely judged on effects. Because we all know that movies with good effects make up for any narrative or character flaws in the movie. You know, movies like Transformers, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 2014, Transformers, Age of Extinction, Assassin's Creed, and Ghostbusters 2016.
The lady can do flips now because she's a woman, and women can do anything. Except make decent Ghostbusters.
You don't even have to take my word for it that the effects don't matter if the story sucks. Just listen to this guy.
Special effects are just a tool, a means of telling a story. People have a tendency to confuse them as an end to themselves. A special effect without a story is a pretty boring thing.
That was George Lucas, by the way. You know, he writes films and stuff. You know, such famous films as THX, 1138, American Graffiti, Red Tails, Strange Magic, Willow, Radioland Murder, Number 4, The Fans. Finally, we come to you, the fans who are just so eager to defend this movie. The ones who will find any excuse to like a movie just because it's part of a franchise they like. The pure praise that this movie receives is not just revolting, it's an insult to the Star Wars franchise. I can personally guarantee that if this wasn't a Star Wars movie, no one would have seen it. The truth is, I'm convinced that most of you didn't really like the movie. You like Star Wars references. Most of the arguments for this movie are just, look at the Darth Vader with the lightsaber, isn't that so cool? Wow, look at the spaceships, that's awesome. The Death Star blew up a city, isn't that cool? The robot was funny, because he was like serious, but in like a really funny way. I don't think most of those today who claim the original Star Wars movies were good realize what made those movies so good. It wasn't the action that made the movie good, it was the characters. It was Luke's rash but noble nature. It was Han Steef with a heart of gold personality. It was Leia's no-nonsense, sassy attitude. It was all those memorable characters that made the action so tense. We were mesmerized when Yoda taught of the Force. We were excited when Luke blew up the Death Star. We were shocked when Darth Vader revealed himself to be Luke's father. And most importantly, we cared about whether these characters lived or not. I don't care about any of these people. My point is, if all you really care about in your movies is the action, then you're missing out on not just the magic of Star Wars, but movies as a whole. For what is a romantic getaway without a lover? What is a carpool without friends to join in? What is a brotherhood without... Well, now I'm just rambling, but if you've been listening to this all the way through, thank you for listening. I'm gonna go get a drink.